Imagine if you spent an entire week building what you thought was the perfect AI agent in n8n. You have all the right nodes, all the connections look good, and it gives you garbage response every single time. And now you're ready to give up on AI automations completely. But then, you discovered the one thing you've been doing wrong this entire time. And it has nothing to do with the workflow itself. It's your prompts. And once you fix that, everything changes. Here's the truth. Most people on n8n building their AI workflows spend 90% of the time on workflow architecture and 10% on the prompts. When in fact, it should be the opposite. Because your prompts is the difference between an AI creating garbage and an AI doing exactly what you want every single time. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact framework that professionals use in creating their prompts. You're going to learn how to structure prompts for both basic chat models and advanced AI agents. I'll show you why most people's prompts fail, and it's not what you think. So without further ado, let's get to fixing your prompts. Here's the thing about AI agents in n8n that nobody warns you about. You can have the perfect workflow, but still get terrible results. Think about it. You've watched the tutorials, you've connected your AI model, you've set up your tools, everything looks exactly like it should. But when you actually run it, our AI agent gives vague answers. It calls the wrong tools, it ignores half your instruction, it hallucinates information, and you're sitting there thinking, what am I doing wrong? The frustrating part is that most n8n tutorials focus on the workflow architecture, which nodes to use, how to connect them, how to set up your triggers, and that stuff is important. But here's what they don't tell you. The single biggest factor in whether your AI agent succeeds or fails is how you write your prompts. Your prompts are literally the instruction manual you hand to your AI. And if that instruction manual is unclear, incomplete, and poorly structured, how is your AI going to understand it? First things first, what exactly is a prompt? Think of a prompt as a detailed instruction set for your AI model. It's not just a question or a command, it's the complete context, constraint, and guidelines that tells the AI exactly what you want it to do and how you want it to do it. Before we dive in writing prompts, you'll need to understand the two main ways we are going to use AI in n8n, because each one requires a different prompting approach. First, you have the basic LLM Chain node. This is for straightforward tasks. Think of it as a really smart assistant that transforms one thing into another. One input, one clear task, and one output. No complex decision making required. Second, you have the AI agent node. This is where things get powerful and where most people's prompts start falling apart. An AI agent doesn't just process information, it makes decisions. But here's what makes AI agent special. Tool calling. You can connect various tools to your AI agent, such as the call n8n workflow tool. This is to trigger other workflows. The HTTP request tool. This is to call external APIs. The vector store tool. This is for RAG, and a lot more tools and apps you can use. Alright, let's get practical. How do you write a great prompt for a basic LLM chain node? Here's the structure that every professional uses for basic LLM chain prompts. 1. System section. This is where you define the AI's role and mission. For example, you are an expert marketing copywriter, or you are a data analyst specializing in customer feedback. Give it an identity. Second is the task section. Break down exactly what you want done, step by step. Don't assume that the AI will automatically know what you want it to do from a basic instruction. You'll just have to set this up one time, so don't be afraid to put some effort in it. Third is the input section. Reference the specific data coming from the previous node. Make it crystal clear what data the AI is working with. Fourth, the constraint section. Now this part is huge. Define your boundaries. Keep responses under 100 words. Use a professional tone. Never make up information. These are the rules that will make sure your AI doesn't go rogue. Fifth, output format section. Define exactly how you want your response structured. If you want it in text or JSON, let the AI know. And lastly, quality check section. Add an acceptance criteria. Here on screen is a simplified version in practice. Now, writing AI agent prompts are a different beast because your agent is making decisions and using tools. Your prompts needs to be even more comprehensive. Here's the framework that actually works. 1. Identity and goal. Tell the agent who it is and what it's optimizing for. You are the framework operations agent. Your goal is to answer user questions about our AI stack and take appropriate next steps. Next, capabilities and tools. Tell the agent what its abilities are, list down all the tools it's connected to, and explicitly state when to use each one. This is so it doesn't get confused when to use each tool it's connected to. Don't assume that the AI agent will figure out what each tool does. Third, decision policy. This is where most people's agents prompt fail. You need to define clear rules for decision making. For example, you can write, if you see this list of words, always end process, or always emphasize on these kinds of information when present. You basically give it a specific logic to follow. Fourth, safety and organizational policy. Define boundaries. For example, do not invent, add, or fabricate any information that is not present in the source. Or, if the transcript contains potentially controversial, sensitive, or harmful content, always censor. These constraints prevent your AI going rogue or wasting resources on infinite loops. Fifth, output contract. Just like with the chat models, you have to define a strict output schema. Always ask it to format the output the way you want it to, so you don't have to make any conversions later on. Lastly, failure modes. Define what to do when things go wrong. For example, if a tool call fails, retry once. If it fails twice, escalate to human support. Never attempt more than 3 retries. Here on screen is a simple AI agent prompt example. You see how much more guidance there is? That's because the AI agent needs it. You're not just asking for a transformation. You are defining an entire decision-making process. Of course, writing these prompts will take a lot of time and effort. But unironically, you can use AI to improve your AI prompts. There are 2 models I recommend using, each with their own specialized prompt-making features. They are OpenAI and Claude. When choosing between them, there are some things you need to keep in mind. With OpenAI, it has a strong assistance API with built-in tools, structured output, and threads. This is good for orchestrated apps and enforcing schemas. For Claude, it has a bunch of great features like Prompt Improver, one-click refinement that rewrites your prompts with best practices. Helpful when migrating prompts or hardening instructions. Prompt caching. Cache long system prompts to cut cost or latency on repeated calls. Useful for RAG and long guardrails. Artifacts or app building UX. Faster iterative loop for prompts and tooling experiments within Claude's environment. In summary, if you want title orchestration and schema enforcement for production workflows, OpenAI is the way to go. But if your team needs rapid prompt iteration, automatic prompt refinement, and caching long prompts, Claude is the better choice. Now we need to talk about a critical architectural decision that most people don't even know about: monolithic versus chain prompting. Monolithic prompting means cramming everything into one single giant prompt. It seems more efficient with everything handled all at once. But here's the problem. As your prompts get longer and more complex, something called instruction drift happens. Instruction drift means the AI starts forgetting or ignoring instructions you gave at the beginning of the prompt. For most cases, chain prompting is the better approach. You break your complex task into a sequence of smaller, focused prompts. Each node has a single, more focused responsibility. Yes, it means more API calls and stuff, but in practice, the reliability it gains far outweighs the extra cost. Now you understand the fundamentals of prompt creation, let's now apply that knowledge in a real-world example. We're going to build an automated blog creation system. The concept is simple. Input your video transcript and output a polished, publication-ready blog post. Here's how our workflow will be structured. We'll first clean and segment the transcript while identifying the main topics, viewer intent, and creating a clear outline. Next, we'll run 2 parallel processes to create the blog drafts. The first path will include web research for fact-checking and adding citations or evidence. The second path will create a draft based purely on your original transcript. I'll explain the reasoning behind this dual approach in just a moment. After that, we'll merge and optimize these 2 drafts together. Finally, we'll format everything into your desired blog structure. Okay, Let's start building. First, we will add a chat trigger node to your canvas. No configuration needed here. We can just leave it as it is. Next, drag in your first AI agent node. Before doing anything else, I always rename my nodes right away. This simple habit prevents confusion as your workflow grows more complex. Now double-click your AI agent node, click Add Options, then select System Message. This is where we'll write our prompt. Let me show you my personal way on developing AI prompts using the structure we talked about a while ago. I always start by opening a document or notes app. Use whatever you're comfortable with. Then I write out each section of our prompt structure as blank headers, like this. Once I have my framework laid out, I go through and fill in each section methodically. This approach ensures I don't miss any critical components and keeps my prompts well organized and effective. Normally, you'll want to add more details to your prompt, but for this tutorial, we'll keep it simple. Next, we'll use Claude AI to enhance our prompt. Simply paste your basic prompt and ask Claude to improve it with specific instructions tailored to our needs. You'll notice Claude generates a much more detailed and structured prompt that our AI agent will understand better. Before pasting this into your AI agent node, always review every line carefully. Make sure it does exactly what you need it to do. Once you've verified everything, go ahead and paste it into your AI agent node. Now we need to configure two things: our chat model and our tool. For this workflow, we're using Gemini as our chat model. Connect your credentials, select your preferred model, then save. For the tool, we need to give our AI the ability to search Google. So let's add SERP API. Click the plus sign, search for SERP API, and create your credentials. SERP API offers 250 free searches per month, which is perfect for most use cases. You'll just need to register on their website to get your API key. And that's our first AI agent node completed. Now let's add our second node. This node will fact check and add supporting evidence to our draft. Pull in another AI agent node and craft your prompt. Here's the template we're using. Feel free to copy and modify it to your needs. After refining it with Claude and double-checking every single thing, paste it into the AI agent node. Next, drag the output from your previous node and drop it into the input box here. Connect your chat model again, and since this node also needs web searching capabilities, connect it to SERP API as well. For our third node, we will be using a basic LLM Chain node instead of an AI agent node. Why? Because this node doesn't need any external tools. It's simply creating a blog draft using only the original transcript as its source. Again, we'll craft our prompt. Here's what we used. Then refine it with Claude and double check it. Don't forget to connect your input and you're done with this node. Now let's organize our outputs for clarity. Add a set node, drag in the input and rename it. Repeat this process for the other output. This keeps our workflow clean and easy to follow. Next, add a merge node. Set the mode to combine, choose combine by position, and set the number of inputs to 2. Then connect both of your renamed outputs to this merge node. After merging, add another basic LLM chain node. Follow the same process. Craft your prompt, refine it with Claude, and connect it to your Gemini chat model. This node will intelligently combine both drafts. For our final AI processing step, add one more basic LLM chain node. Again, after refining this prompt you see on screen with Claude and double checking it, paste it into the basic LLM chain node. Connect the model, and that's all your AI nodes complete. Now we need a proper way to view and edit our blog post before publishing. For this, we'll export it to Google Docs. Add a Google Docs node, select Update a Document, add your credentials, then paste your Google Docs URL. Finally, drag the output from your previous node into the text box. And now you're done with the workflow. Let me walk through the entire workflow while explaining it. First, you send your video transcript to the chat trigger node. Once you hit send, the first AI agent cleans and segments your transcript while identifying the main topics, intent, and creating an outline. Then, the two nodes work in parallel to create your blog draft. The top path uses online research to fact-check and add evidence from credible sources. The bottom path creates a draft only using your original transcript. Why both? Because while we want factual accuracy and supporting evidence, we also want to preserve the unique identity from the video. The merge node combines both drafts into a single output. The next basic LLM chain node takes these combined insights and optimizes them into one cohesive piece. Our final basic LLM node formats everything according to your specified style and structure. Finally, the workflow automatically exports your polished blog to Google Docs, ready for your final review and publication. Your blog is now ready to be posted. If this video saved you from prompt engineering hell, do me a favor and please hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people discover these strategies. And subscribe if you want more content on AI automation videos. Thanks again everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next video.